Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Perfect English with Mamta. On this channel, I explain prose, poetry, and grammar in the simplest way possible, helping you understand concepts clearly and write perfect answers in your exams. Let's start today's lesson and enjoy learning English like never before. Nation Strength. This is a beautiful poem by William Ralph Emerson. In the poem, the poet Ralph reveals the secret of a nation's strength. He speaks about the necessary values for making a nation strong and prosperous. The poet takes into consideration the various elements and analyzes the elements that are useful for forming the strong foundation of a nation. Ralph concludes in the poem that success of a nation lies with its manpower and not with gold, arms, and ammunition. Stanza 1. What makes a nation's pillar high and its foundation strong? What makes it mighty to defy the foes that round it throng? The poet begins with a rhetorical question asking what truly makes a nation powerful and resilient against enemies. He compares a nation to a building with strong pillars and foundations. He is searching for the source of national strength. Stanza 2. It is not gold, its kingdoms grand go down in battle shock. Its shafts are laid on sinking sand, not on abiding rock. Wealth, gold, cannot make a nation strong. Rich kingdoms have fallen in war because their foundations were weak, like sand instead of solid rock. Material wealth is unstable and insufficient. Stanza 3. Is it the sword? And is it pride? Ah, that bright crown has seemed to nations sweet, but God has struck its lustre down in ashes at his feet. Pride and arrogance seem attractive, but they lead to downfall. Even proud nations have been humbled by divine justice. Pride is dangerous. Not gold, but only men can make a people great and strong. Men who, for truth and honor's sake, stand fast and suffer long. The real strength of the nation lies in its people, those who are brave, honest, and willing to endure hardship for truth and honor. Moral courage and integrity builds nation. Stanza 6. Brave men who work while others sleep, who dare while others fly, they build a nation's pillar deep and lift them to the sky. The poet praises hardworking and courageous individuals who labor quietly and fearlessly. These are the true builders of a strong nation. Patriotism through action and sacrifice. The poem A Nation's Strength begins with the poet wondering what makes a strong and prosperous nation. The poem says that a country doesn't become strong because of money, weapons, or pride. It becomes strong because of brave and honest people who work hard and do what's right even when it is difficult. What are the things that the poet wonders in the first stanza? In the poem Nation's Strength, the poet wonders about the things that make a nation's pillar high, its foundation strong. Ralph wonders what makes a nation powerful enough to fight its enemies. What are the foundations of a strong kingdom built on? According to the poet of the poem Nation's Strength, the foundations of a strong kingdom are built on its brave and hard-working citizens. They stand up for the truth and honor of their nation and face all the hurdles to make their nation great. In other words, determined people with the right attitude make a nation strong. What happens to a nation which depends on an army to keep it strong? According to the poet, the nation that depends on an army to keep it strong is reduced to rust and decay. In this poem, Ralph says that the bloodshed of its people takes away all the glory of such a nation. When a nation becomes proud, what does a god do? In the poem Nation's Strength, the poet Ralph says that when a nation becomes proud, God crashes down all its prosperity and glory and reduces it to mere ashes. A nation's pride can quickly loosen its sheen if God so wills it. What can the brave do? According to the poet, the brave have an unwavering passion to work for the betterment of their nation. The brave and courageous can suffer a great number of hardships and dare to risk their pleasure and their happiness for the sake of their country. Explain. They build a nation's pillar deep and lift them to the sky. In these lines, the poet is referring to the brave and courageous men who, by their unwavering determination and steady toil, lay the foundations of a strong nation. Such are the people who can make their nation achieve great heights and provide strength to the nation at its core. Do you think that wealth can make a nation great and strong? Why? Wealth is a temporal thing. It cannot make the nation great and strong because wealth cannot last forever. It can only make a nation boastful and arrogant, causing its downfall. Figures of speech, metaphor. The word pillars create the metaphor of a building. The poet associates a nation with a building which needs to have a strong foundation in order not to collapse. Symbols. In this poem, several elements symbolize the decay of past nations. For instance, the word sword symbolizes war and the thirst for blood. History has witnessed many nations that fought only for the sake of conquering others and destroying. Eventually, those warrior nations have disappeared for good, turning their glory to decay. Alliteration. Stand fast and suffer long. Repetition of S sound adds rhythm and emphasis. Imagery. Red dust of empires passed away. The use of this imagery evokes visual decay of fallen empires. Rhetorical question. What makes a nation's pillars high? The poet uses rhetorical question to engage the reader and set up the poem's argument. Thank you.